Many students start their academic careers eager to do creative work, and then they vanish from the radar. They realize that pushing against the grain brings resistance, and they decide the punishment isn't worth the effort. Within the next 5 minutes, you will build a 5-point Creative Catalyst action plan to integrate creative resilience directly into your syllabus. Take a piece of paper, number it 1 through 5, and keep your upcoming weekly lesson plan in mind as we go. Unless we actively integrate resilience into our daily lessons, the standard pressures of grading and peer opinion will inevitably discourage out-of-the-box thinking. Step 1. Identifying and actively surmounting intellectual obstacles. In 7th grade, the author of our source text decided to do a science project on intelligence testing. When the head school psychologist found out, he threatened to burn the author's copy of the Stanford Binet scales if the book ever entered the school again. For line 1 on your list, write down one specific way you will praise a student's effort this week, even if their attempt to solve a problem is entirely unsuccessful. This can be a simple prompt. In math, you can ask students to compare a novel yet flawed way to solve a multiplication problem to the common method, and then find ways to make that new method more efficient. Explicitly praising the effort over the outcome helps remove the fear of failure from the creative process. Step 2. Taking sensible risks and venturing into the unknown. Society often mocks ideas that eventually become staples of daily life. Skeptics originally questioned the value of the home video industry and wondered if anyone would have enough use for a home computer to justify the cost. The author took a similar risk as a young professor by studying intelligence, a field then considered marginal. Facing tenure at Yale, he had to decide if his interest in the subject was worth the risk of losing his job. For line 2, identify an upcoming assignment where you can reward unconventional answers instead of penalizing them. In a science classroom, you can describe a published experiment and challenge your students to figure out exactly what is wrong with it. When teachers give assignments without choices, students learn to play it safe. Explicitly rewarding the gamble encourages them to move past the fear of low grades. Step 3. Teaching students to tolerate and endure ambiguity. We tend to prefer black and white answers, but creative work is filled with grays. During the period where an idea is developing, creators often report feeling scattered and unsure if they are even on the right track. For line 3, select an assignment and explicitly extend the timeline so students are forced to sit with ideas that haven't converged yet. A music teacher might do this by asking students to examine why people enjoy dissonant music, sounds that are inherently tension-filled and lack immediate resolution. Rescuing students from the discomfort of uncertainty prematurely prevents them from developing more optimal solutions. Step 4 is all about building student self-efficacy. When faced with a massive project, students often feel paralyzed. The work seems so large that they feel incapable of ever getting the project started. To solve this, have the students start with the smallest or easiest step possible. Completing that single task builds the momentum they need to take on the next. For line 4, apply this smallest step rule to the most complex assignment currently on your syllabus. A student's belief in their ability to succeed is often a better predictor of their actual success than their raw cognitive ability. The 5th and final step, discovering true passion. The author shares a lesson from his own life. He initially pressured his son, Seth, to play the piano because he enjoyed the instrument himself, but Seth eventually quit playing the instrument entirely. He eventually pivoted to the trumpet, and later found his true interest as a college student by starting 2 businesses. He succeeded because he was doing what was right for him, not what was expected of him. For line 5, design one open-ended prompt where the student chooses the topic based entirely on what excites them. In social studies, you could have students design a poster showing the accomplishments of a historical figure they personally admire. It is hard for people to do great work in a field that does not interest them. Students operating purely out of compliance may do good work, but they rarely reach their full creative potential. Methodical. You now have a complete plan. Surmount obstacles, venture into sensible risks, endure ambiguity, believe in the ability to succeed, and discover true interests. You have spent the last 5 minutes building a tactical strategy to protect your students' creative potential. Take one of these steps and implement it tomorrow. Helping a student sit with the discomfort of a new idea today provides the fortitude they need to continue their creative work until the value of their ideas is finally recognized.